Hello, good morning. I hope you're all well and that you've had a good week. I've been poorly this week. I've had some sort of bug that's really laid me low. There's a lot of it around at the moment. It's not COVID, it's some sort of virus that sort of affects your throat. But there we are. This week, we've had another new release. Now, last weekend, we announced the release of this stunning sampler, Karine's Garden, which is an exclusive for Hobby House Needleworks. Now, when we announced this last weekend, there was a lot of people that went to Hobby House Needleworks website and managed to check this chart out, but some people ran into a problem with shipping. There was an error on the Hobby House Needleworks website, and people, I think it was in North Carolina, for example, couldn't check out their chart. If you ran into a problem last weekend checking this out, it's all been resolved. Hobby House Needleworks website is now running properly for shipping. Just to recap, that if you purchase the booklet from Hobby House Needleworks and you live outside the US, I will be shipping the charts from the UK to you, and Hobby House Needleworks are charging just a $6 flat fee. Flat fee, that sounded like a fat fee then, a flat fee. Now, when I showed this last weekend, I didn't have the specially commissioned scissor fob from Minnie McBean's for this design. Isn't that beautiful? And I've put this on my new scissors from Kahana's. It's a really, really beautiful fob. So it's a special limited edition fob. I've got that on the wrong way. From Minnie McBean's, and for the first 500 kits purchased, you will receive this as a gift from Hobby House. It's just so beautiful, really, really gorgeous. Love that so much. Okay, so the new release that we had during this week, normally, as I said, I wouldn't release a sampler so quickly after another, but when I showed this little sampler on social media, when I finished stitching it, so many people wanted to have this sampler quickly. And two of those people were Krista and Melissa, and they are going to stitch this little sampler as their blessing sampler for January 2025. And Krista and Melissa are going to run a stitch along on our sampler years for this little design, and Krista with her Mondays with Mary will be stitching this sampler throughout the month of January. It's tiny, it's really small, it's so pretty though. I love this border, it's delightful. I had so much pleasure stitching this sampler. It's a sampler from Norfolk, England. And we have found out quite a bit about Maryanne Groom, and in her booklet or PDF download there is a photograph of Maryanne in later life. Very, very pretty. I love the sentiment, the Lord is thy keeper. Those are precious words, poignant words. I stitched the model on Needle and Flax Dirty Teacup, and that's a fabulous colour that just gives that slight grunging, very sort of mellow grunging. And I stitched the little sampler with Vera Soie 103, but within the booklet there are conversions for DMC and Soie d'Alger. Now, because this was rushed through, the booklets aren't available to post at the moment, but I should receive the booklets on Tuesday, and I will be shipping orders from Wednesday onwards. It's available on my website to purchase as a printed booklet and as a PDF download. Enjoy Maryanne. She's very, very sweet. Okay, talking of my website, there's been some alterations to the website, and to make it more user friendly, we now have Apple Pay and Google Pay available on the website. It just makes it so much easier for you to check out. I use Apple Pay wherever I can. It's just such a wonderful way of paying for something. It saves filling out all your information, which is a godsend. Okay. Oh, excuse me. I've been like this. I've been sounding like a foghorn all week. Now, because I haven't been well, I haven't gone out, I haven't walked the dogs since last Sunday. I am taking them out today for a walk. A friend has walked the dogs all week for me. But I have done quite a bit of stitching on Rebecca's sampler. That's really grown since you saw it last week. Now, the colours are very difficult to capture in this light. They're so beautiful and so warm. This side is a mirror reflection, and I've completed the border. It joined up first time. I thought it would. The little girl, she counted all of this out so carefully. So I've got to stitch the other side. I've got to fill out all the alphabets and the little sentiment that's in this band. And then that will be another finished sampler. And my mind has been turning to what I'm going to stitch next. I haven't decided. I've got some really beautiful antique samplers that I want to reproduce, and they're all sort of vying for attention. Now, I've taken two samplers out of their frames, and although I've shown you these samplers before in their frames, I thought it'd be really interesting for you to see these samplers out of their frames and to see the back of the samplers. Now, this is little Emma Till, who stitched her sampler when she was just 4 years old. She was a good little stitcher. I've studied this sampler in depth now, and there's a few little anomalies, but overall, she was an exceptionally good little stitcher. This is the back of the sampler. Look at that purple. And that has faded right out, which is what you would expect. A sampler that was stitched in 1879, that was around the time that they had perfected the chemical formula for purple dye so that it was stable. But obviously this little girl was stitching with thread that wasn't dyed with the, or chemically dyed. She did have some thread carries, but you know, hey ho, at 4 years of age, what do you expect? Very, very sweet little sampler. This might be the next one I stitch, I don't know. And the other sampler that I worked on charting this week is this one. And this sampler is gorgeous. When you study it, there's so much beautiful detail in it. We've got some satin stitch in these urns. We have some over one in the verse, then we have some eyelets, and then we have some queen stitches, and these are stunning. They are, these diamonds are worked in rice stitch, and I love working rice stitch. And then we have a little bullion knot for the door knocker. We've got this fabulous urn with a plant in, and then we've got these adorable little figures with their patchwork dresses. It's really, really lovely. And this was work by Jane Backhouse in 1824. This sampler is 200 years old. This arcadic band, the colours in that are gorgeous, very reminiscent of the colours in my present project. This is the back of the sampler. So it's interesting to look at the backs of the samplers. There we have it. There's been really no thread fading on the front. The colours have kept very true on the front, which is lovely. Oh, we've got a power cut. I'm not surprised. We've got a terrible storm going on outside. Oh, the lights have just come back on. Up on the headland, when the electric cables meet, we get this surge in power, and it's very, very windy. Now, we are quite lucky here. The wind is coming from the north, so our house is sheltered from most of the wind. When you look out at sea, the sea is absolutely magnificent today. The waves are actually crashing over the headland. It's amazing to watch, but I know that many of my friends around the country are really getting hit hard today. I've spoken to a friend in the Midlands and a friend in London this morning to see how they are, and it's not very nice where they live. Not a day to be out and about. I am going to take the boys out, but we're going to go somewhere that's sheltered from the wind. I've got to think carefully about where we're going to go. Okay, this video is such a short one today, but I much prefer for my videos to be packed full of interesting content rather than me waffle on. Okay, right. Until next week, stay safe, stay well. Bye-bye.